Hello. Okay, so today I want to do a video on burning mouth supplements and medications. I think the first thing that people are going to try or address is vitamin deficiency. So I wanted to go over iron. So I struggled with low iron. I had like a ferritin of 10. My doctor wanted it at 80. But even before I had burning mouth, I was trying to address my low iron, and I used a supplement called Slow Fe, which is a ferrous sulfate, and ferrous sulfate is a plant-based iron that is very hard on your digestive system. I think Slow Fe was trying to, their whole approach is to have it slowly, it's like maybe buffered or slowly digested. I don't know, but it's supposed to be easier on your digestive system, but it is not. At least for me. And I think it was one of the things I thought may have caused my burning mouth, because it's so hard on your digestive system. It causes nausea, it causes constipation, and it even feeds the bad bugs in your gut, like streptococcus, like it's something they need to thrive. So it's not a great option. And so what do you do when you have low iron, but you don't want to take the iron supplements that are most commonly found out there that could make you feel worse? I found an amazing alternative, which is called Simply Heme by 3 Arrows. And it is a heme-based iron, or a heme iron, which I guess is animal-based versus plant-based, I'm thinking. Not 100% sure on the details, but I know that it's more bioavailable, so it's more easily absorbed. It's not hard on your digestive system at all. I have literally no side effects from this medication, and it works. Like, I was taking the ferrous sulfate and getting all the side effects, and it wasn't even working. So this actually is, I think, absorbed higher up in the system. So it's utilized before the bad bugs can get it, I think. And it's just a great option for people who have low iron. So it's something I definitely recommend if that is something you want to try for iron. The second thing is B12. So there are 2 types of B12, and I'm going to mess up how to say them. One starts with an M and one starts with a C, and it's like methylcobalamin versus cyanocobalamin or something. And just know that there are some people out there who don't absorb the cyanocobalamin type. So definitely try both. Another really important thing to mention about the B vitamins is that if you have low iron, B12 and iron work together to make your red blood cells, I think. And again, I'm not a doctor, so I'm just like going off of what I remember. But I was in a few iron groups, and I do remember that if you have really low iron, they recommend getting your iron up, your iron stores, which is your ferritin, not just a regular iron test. You have to get your ferritin tested, okay, if you want to know your iron levels. So they recommend getting your ferritin level up before you try B12, because B12 will utilize the iron stores to create red blood cells and drag your iron stores down. Now, I'm not trying to discourage anybody from using or trying B12. I want to make that clear. It's really should be like the first thing you try, because it's one of the most common reasons that people have burning mouth. So don't not try B12 because you're afraid you're going to drag your iron down, okay? Just know that they're related. So it would probably benefit you to get your B vitamins checked and your ferritin level checked, and just have that knowledge of where you stand, and to know whether or not you should be taking the heme iron as you try the B12, or maybe building your iron stores up before you go heavy on B12. So just know that that's something to consider. Zinc is another thing that people try. I like pure encapsulation zinc. It's small, and it's doesn't cause as much nausea as other ones, I find. But there's another type of zinc that, I don't know, maybe it's not even a zinc at all, but it's in the name. It's zinc L-carnosine. And this is more of a gut related thing. So zinc L-carnosine is something that will help with gastritis. And it helps kind of, I believe, tighten the junctions in your gut to prevent leaky gut. But this is a supplement that I use every once in a while to just fortify my gut, because I really believe that my burning mouth is related to my gut. So I'm always really working on that to try and improve my gut health, because whether or not burning mouth is caused by the gut, so much is important with gut health. It's responsible for the creation of hormones and for your immune system and just so many different parts of your body. And so I figure that if I really focus on improving my gut health, that's going to give me the best foundation for my body to recover on its own from burning mouth syndrome, or it's just going to help me be stronger to fight whatever it is that's causing it. So that's one of my favorite things, is the zinc L-carnosine. Magnesium. So I do know two people who have had some great results with magnesium oxide. One still takes it every night with her sunfiber in some warm water. Another used that one called Calm. I don't know if that's magnesium oxide. There's several different types of magnesium. And that seemed to help her, along with a digestive enzyme. So it's so interesting how everyone has their own thing that helps them. But that's why we're doing this video, so we can cover all the different options, the things that helped people. So speaking of the digestive enzyme, that's back to gut health. Digestive enzymes will help you break down and absorb food and nutrients if that's something you're having trouble with, and which could be a cause of burning mouth. Maybe you have low vitamins because your gut's not breaking them down and absorbing them efficiently. So I know one of my friends did resolve hers with digestive enzymes and magnesium. So not this specific one, but this is the one that's working for me. Digest Basic. And this one doesn't seem to worsen my burning mouth. It doesn't have betaine hydrochloride. I don't know what it's called. It's like basically that supplement that's actually like stomach acid, which for me, if you have any kind of sensitive stomach or gastritis, any kind of inflammation in your stomach, betaine HCl can irritate it. So this is a digestive enzyme that does not have betaine HCl in it. And I mean, I'm not saying I have nothing against betaine HCl. It's just something that wasn't right for me because it caused my mouth to burn more, I think, because it was irritating the lining of my stomach. And there's definitely, whether it's nerves or inflammation or whatever, there's definitely a connection there. So anything that irritates my stomach irritates my mouth. Okay. Next is DGL, marshmallow root, and slippery elm. I haven't had great results with marshmallow root and slippery elm. It does seem to kind of irritate my mouth a little bit more, but DGL is something that relates back to the licorice tea. It's the same supplement, and this is in tea form versus this is like a chewable. And I usually use this when I have stomach burning. So a lot of people with burning mouth probably don't have stomach burning, but I do. It's not something I have every day, thank God. It's not like the burning mouth where it's like, every day, but for me, my burning mouth is there every day, but it's just a matter of degree. How severe is it today? Is it really mild, like a low-level tingle? Is it really intense? Like, I can't stop thinking about it. Whereas the stomach burning is just like a come and go type of thing. And so when I have stomach burning, sometimes I'll take 3 of these DGLs with some warm water, and that helps. Okay, so speaking of gut health, probiotics. Holy smokes. This is like my thing right now. Because my latest thing, and I don't say it's the thing with burning mouth because I always think that I figure it out and then it's like, nope, that wasn't it right. But so my latest thing is exploring dysbiosis as the cause of burning mouth. So I've taken several GI maps, a Rupa health test, a Viome test. All of those test the bacteria in your gut, and pretty consistently shown that I have a strep overgrowth. So I have like 25 different strains of strep in my gut and very few strains of like lactobacillus or bifidobacterium, like the really good foundational species that should be in there. So that's a huge clue for me. I talked to like my gut doctor, and she said that those tests aren't as accurate. The GI map is not as accurate as this new one called Biome FX. So I did order that one, and I'm going to be taking that one next. That's supposed to be more accurate to get a real clear picture of what's going on in there now, especially since I've been feeling a lot better. I'd say my burning mouth is like, I don't know, it stays below a 1 these days, which is incredible. Like, that is so encouraging for people out there. Like, yeah, I'm on year 3, but I don't chew gum anymore. I don't suck on hard candies. I like barely even notice it. So just want to throw that out there as encouragement for you. But I'm still working on my gut health because it is still there, and I'm a little bit crazy in the sense that I want to know why. So, probiotics are the main thing that has changed a lot for me, I believe. So, HU58 is an incredible spore-based probiotic that helps crowd out bad bacterias. It doesn't really cause any kind of, some you have to ease into. Some probiotics will cause like diarrhea or like have major changes, have side effects from them. This one is so amazing. It has helped so many people that I've recommended it for. So it's called Bacillus subtilis HU58. I take this every single day. I love it. So that is a great one. Another one that is huge, helps the immune system, also helps crowd out bad bacteria and does not colonize your system is Saccharomyces boulardii, otherwise known as S. boulardii. And, oh no, is it Boulardii? I always say it wrong. Yeah, Boulardii. Saccharomyces boulardii. Sorry if I'm butchering all these words. But I cannot recommend this one enough if you have diarrhea. This is like a diarrhea fixer. It is for people who have like antibiotic-caused diarrhea or traveler's diarrhea. And it's such a good one. So I pair that with, and there's like, I forget the main names of them, but there are 3 types of probiotics, and you're supposed to be trying to take one of each kind. This is a kind, this is another kind, and the third is your regular ones like your lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. So by taking all 3, you're taking like all 3 of the types to like sort of cover all your bases, right? This one, Visbiome, incredible. Also helps with diarrhea. So you do have to kind of be careful if you get constipated not to take it too much. But it's mainly lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, and it has acidophilus in it, which is really great against candida. So these types of things are great because sorry, I don't know if I showed that closely enough. Visbiome. You can get this at Costco for cheaper, a lot cheaper. So, what was I going to say? The probiotics are great because they help regulate your immune system if you have any kind of autoimmune issues, which I've always had a positive ANA, which, is a clue to autoimmune, but they never can tell me if I have an autoimmune disease, or I never test positive for any of it. So I believe that my high ANA is from my gut constantly fighting whatever bad bacteria are in there. So those help crowd out the bad bacteria, and they help regulate your immune system and calm everything down. So that is a huge, huge piece. Really, really recommend probiotics. Now, probiotics need food, right? The bad bugs eat sugar. The good bugs eat fiber. So you need a prebiotic to help feed the probiotics. Now, prebiotics, you have to be careful with because prebiotics a lot of times can cause diarrhea. I'm really sensitive to like inulin, it causes me diarrhea. Acacia fiber makes me feel like I'm gonna cough all the time. So one really good one that I have found is called sun fiber. It's guar gum, I think. Yeah, guar fiber. This feeds your probiotics. It's just tasteless powder you pour in your tea in the morning. Really easy. My friend who is 100% better from her burning mouth or 99% better from her burning mouth, her magic formula was a scoop of this and magnesium oxide powder in a cup of hot water every night for like a year, and she's like totally better. So I think that what happened, because she also had on her GI map, she also had a lot of bad bacteria, and she was the one with SIBO that had high good bacteria and high bad bacteria. So I think that what she did was she was just taking this probably for regularity, but what she didn't realize was that she was just feeding the good bugs, and she was just feeding them slowly over the time, and they got stronger and stronger and stronger, and like she was fertilizing the garden, you know? And I think that's what's helped her a lot. That's just my theory, but that is her magic formula. So I wanted to share that. Okay. So you got prebiotics that feed the probiotics, and now we got a new one called the postbiotic. I don't necessarily know what postbiotic means. The way I understand it is probably totally wrong, but I know that when bad bacteria in your gut eats ferments proteins, I think is what it is. When it ferments protein, it causes ammonia and all these bad byproducts that burn, right? When the good bacteria eats the fiber, it produces something called butyrate. Butyrate is anti-inflammatory, and it does all sorts of good things for your body. And my tests, the Viome test specifically, showed that I had low butyrate, which makes sense because I also had really low good bacteria. I didn't have a lot of strains of the good bacteria, so there's not a lot of good bacteria in there working to produce this butyrate, right? So butyrate, I think, actually absorbs or utilizes ammonia. So that would be really useful for me if I have a lot of strep in there fermenting protein or doing whatever it does, the bad stuff, and creating all this ammonia, which I also showed I had high ammonia, and ammonia burns. It would make sense to use the postbiotic to kind of eat up that ammonia so it doesn't burn. So that is something that I was trying for a while. Full disclosure, I've stopped I don't take all these at one time, right? It's just this stuff I've experimented with over the course of 3 years. This was one of the most recent ones I've been trying, but I stopped everything right now because I'm trying to like get a clear picture with that Viome FX test. So I was trying this and I stopped. I stopped while I'm just getting that kind of reset. But I really have a lot of hope for this one because my body showed, or my Viome test showed, low butyrate. So this is the Postbiotic Plus powder, Silver Fern. They are a really good company that shares so much knowledge. I've learned a lot from them. But this is basically butyrate powder that you can put in water. Tastes pretty good. Smells weird, but tastes good. And it, has a lot of good benefits for your gut. Okay, so that's prebiotic, postbiotic, and probiotic. Okay. So for those who do have burning stomach as well as burning mouth, I do want to mention that I don't like to recommend omeprazole, which is an acid reducer, because what'll happen is if you start relying on this, your body will stop producing stomach acid and you'll have lower acidity in your stomach, and that will be a more favorable environment for bad bacteria, which will probably make your burning mouth worse in the end. So, but if you are having like a gastritis flare and your stomach is burning, like I'll just take this for several days until it calms down. This is just a Maprazole from Amazon. Also, I have this Pepcid Complete that I've tried, and this is a cool one because it has the famotidine, but also the calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide as well, all in one chewable. So that's a good go-to in an emergency situation where you're just like, my stomach is burning like crazy and I can't handle it. So I do use those in emergencies, not regularly. I've also tried Pepto-Bismol chewables. I don't use those as much anymore. Okay, so let's talk about nerve stuff. So in the beginning, when I was thinking mine mostly had to do with nerves, a lot of people were suggesting alpha lipoic acid. And that's something I did try. It did help a little bit, but not a ton. It was so weird. It was like it was like putting earplugs on for my mouth pain. So it was like I could hear the music, but it was dull. It was dimmed, but it was still there in the background. So I think it's like a Band-Aid. At least for me it was, unless yours is specifically a neuropathy. So this is the kind that people recommend, and it's R-lipoic acid, and this is a really important piece, is that this one has biotin in it. And that's super important because when I first started taking ALA, I was losing my hair like crazy because ALA blocks biotin. And my hair was just like falling out like crazy. And I was like, this is not worth it. Like, I want to find a different answer than this. It's not worth losing my hair. Which is a common thing that happens to people. It doesn't happen to everybody though. So don't be afraid to try it. It's not like, obviously I have a lot of hair, so it's not permanent. But, yeah, this one has biotin in it so that it helps replenish that biotin that's being lost, or you can take biotin at a separate time to make sure it's not eating up your biotin or blocking it. But yeah, so this is something that will help people with nerve pain, alpha lipoic acid or R-alpha lipoic acid. So something to try. There's also a supplement called Neuropaway if you really believe yours is nerve damage. That may help you. It has alpha lipoic acid in it. You can look that up. Okay, let's talk. So that's supplements, right? And I'm sure I'm missing a ton of them that I tried and did not work for me, but that's a lot. So, and we're getting to 23 minutes. So I want to talk about prescription medication. The only medication that I take is low dose naltrexone. I've been taking it for about 2 years. I'm on 4.5 milligrams. I would say, I don't know if it helped. I think so, because I am doing better. So I have to give it a little bit of credit because I have been taking it for so long and I am doing better. I've tried to stop taking it twice, and you're supposed to be able to stop taking it cold turkey, but for some reason it affects my mood and I get really depressed, which I'm not a depressed person. So, shoot, got some loud noises out here. Sorry. Okay, so LDN is something that the friend of mine that is almost 100% better, she's been taking LDN and for 4 years maybe. She's never gonna stop taking it her whole life. So definitely worth a try. You're gonna have to get it from not a traditional doctor though. I don't know if they'll prescribe it. I got mine from the, oh man, this noise. Come on, guys. I got mine from the UCI Susan Samueli Integrative Health Center, and a naturopath prescribed it for me, named Dr. Huang. Okay, so the next one is gabapentin. Gabapentin is interesting because And it's something that I have prescribed and I do take when I need it. It's not something I take every day because a few reasons I don't take it every day. Makes you really tired, so I use it for sleep actually. And for me, the more often I use it, the more tolerance I build. So then I have to keep taking, mine's 100 milligram tablet or a capsule. So I take one for sleep, but if I take it for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, it's like taking nothing. So then I have to go to 200 milligrams or 300 milligrams. And so I don't want to keep taking more and more and more of it because I know that the more you take, the harder it is kind of to wean off of. So that's something I use for sleep when I need help sleeping. And I do notice the next day my mouth feels a lot better when I haven't taken it for a while and my tolerance is low. I'm like, ooh, a couple days of like really good mouth feeling, yay. But I know my body well enough to know that that's not something that will last and it's not worth taking it at the higher levels for me. But I think a lot of people have had a good reaction to gabapentin, so it's something, if you're interested in a prescription medication, that's something you may want to try. Another one that people talk about and is a really common treatment for burning mouth is clonazepam. And I tried that. I took, I think it was 0.5 milligrams 3 times a day as a meltable tablet in my mouth. And I did that for like several months. It did not seem to have any effect on me whatsoever because I build a tolerance to medication really quickly. So it was like literally taking nothing for me. It was like taking a sugar pill and it didn't do anything. And I knew about benzodiazepines, so I was not okay with increasing that medication because I knew my tolerance would just build to that and then build to the next level. And those are really hard medications to come off of. The body gets addicted to them really quickly. So, and I've experienced that withdrawal, and I was like pretty much forced to go through it at that time because my ear, nose, and throat doctor who was prescribing that cold turkey cut me off from it, said, I don't want to prescribe this for you anymore. And it was really hard. Like I had to, it causes me, like my digestive system, like basically turned off. It really messes with your central nervous system when you have to be cut off like that. It's dangerous. So just be careful with that medication. It helps so many people. It was not something that helped me. And I do know that my friend that is almost 100% better, she did try it as well for a long time, and it did seem to help her, but I don't think it was the reason she got better. So, because she stopped it before she really had that big turnaround. But it's something people try, and it changes a lot of people's lives, and they get their lives back. So for those people, that's amazing. And if that works for you, that's fantastic. Just be careful with that medication and know that it's really hard to wean off of, and you need to do it slowly. And it will cause your body to be dependent on it. Another one is pilocarpine. This is for people who have dry mouth. That will cause you to make more saliva. I better end this video pretty quick because these gardeners outside are loud. The last two are amitriptyline and Cymbalta. I have never tried either one of them, but I know that there are people out there who have tried them and have had a big change. Cymbalta is something that that's helped my mom a lot. Doesn't have burning mouth, but she has chronic pain, so that's why I wanted to bring it up. I'm not really sure about the side effects or withdrawal symptoms or any kind of negative side effects of the amitriptyline and Cymbalta, so I don't really want to fully recommend them. It's just throwing it out there for you to research on your own. But I'm sure I missed a ton of things, but those are my supplement and medication experiences, and hopefully that helps you. Just one day at a time. Time will help you. Time will heal. Time will help you get better. So just one day at a time. Use those tools until you get to where I'm at. You can make it. You can do it.